Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's head outside, take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon. And here we go. Our Upper Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera is now back. That's the cross camera, and boy, does it look great looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. And there's that low cloud deck that we have seen for about 4 or 5 days in a row now, and once again it kept our temperatures down. But overnight tonight we have snow moving our way, and we will see that begin probably around 4 or 5 in the morning, and then periods of snow throughout Thursday morning into the afternoon before we see a break during the day Friday, with more snow likely as we get into late Friday into Friday night. And once again on Saturday, we'll have your complete north central Washington weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. The 2 people killed in a collision outside George Tuesday morning have been identified as a pair of Quincy brothers. An East Wenatchee man arrested in a damaging fire last year at the Aspen Heights apartment complex has entered a plea deal with Chelan County prosecutors. Authorities say they've completed their 7-month investigation into the police shooting that killed a 36-year-old East Wenatchee man. And Washington businesses and consumers saw fewer data breaches this year than in 2021. But first, our top story tonight. Eastbound Interstate 90 was closed much of today just west of Kittitas after a multi-car pileup involving as many as 30 vehicles. The Washington State Patrol said the wrecks happened shortly after 5 a.m. on the icy interstate at milepost 115 and involved 18 passenger vehicles and 12 semis. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said fire and EMS resources were dispatched to assist in the response to those wrecks. The office warned of icy roads and possible fog in the area. There's no word yet on injuries, but photos from WashDOT indicated emergency medical personnel were on site. Well, the 2 people killed in a collision outside George yesterday morning have been identified as a pair of Quincy brothers. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said 21-year-old Rodrigo Zepeda Medina was driving a 2003 Toyota Corolla South on Adams Road. That was Adams Road South just before 6:50 a.m. when he lost control on the ice and spun into the path of a northbound 2013 Nissan Titan pickup and was hit on the passenger side. Rodrigo Medina and his brother, 27-year-old Daniel Zepeda Medina, both died at the scene. 5 people in the pickup suffered non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to area hospitals. They included the driver of the Nissan, 57-year-old Nicholas Tafoya Diaz of Othello, 44-year-old Maria Lugo Vargas of Othello, and 32-year-old Camilo Luna Cano, with residents unknown. In other news, an East Wenatchee man arrested in a damaging fire last year at the Aspen Heights apartment complex has entered a plea deal with Chelan County prosecutors after they could not prove he was responsible for that blaze. 21-year-old Devin Andrew Rushing pleaded Monday to a count of malicious mischief and received a jail sentence of 15 days. Rushing was initially charged with arson for allegedly discharging a firework from a moving car in July of 2021. Police say that firework set shrubbery on fire just below the apartments, and the flames quickly spread to the building. Rushing was the driver of the car and said the fireworks was thrown by a passenger who was never identified by investigators. He also entered a plea to possessing a dangerous weapon for a set of brass knuckles he was carrying at the time of his arrest. Authorities say they've completed their 7-month investigation into the police shooting that killed a 36-year-old East Wenatchee man. Alexander James White died outside the door of Living Hope Community Church during last May's Apple Blossom Festival when Wenatchee police opened fire. White was allegedly suffering a mental health crisis and had shot at the front door of the church with a handgun, which he was still holding when officers confronted him. The North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit, which handles cases involving police use of force, says it's turned over its report to Chelan County prosecutor Robert Sealby, who now must determine whether the shooting was justifiable. Police with the Wenatchee Department have shot and killed 2 people in the past year, both of them allegedly armed and threatening officers. Washington businesses and consumers saw fewer data breaches this year than in 2021. That's the finding from Attorney General Bob Ferguson's latest report on confidential data security. There were 4.5 million data breaches affecting personal information in the state this year. That's down from 6.3 million in the year before. However, that year was a record high out of the past 7 years that records have been kept. Cyber attacks caused 68% of all reported data breaches, and almost a third of them involved ransomware, which seals up computer data until the user pays online pirates a fee to unlock it. Ferguson is asking the legislature this year to pursue a slate of reforms to protect Washingtonians' data privacy. Well, when we come back, the price of a home in the Wenatchee Valley has stayed steady for the past 4 months, but is still much higher than a year ago. The Chelan County PUD has joined a new association that should help it shore up its energy supply for the future. Malaga may soon have a waterfront park. We'll tell you more about that. And a Virginia investment company announced plans today to develop a 42-acre industrial park near the Grant County International Airport in Moses Lake. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back. In another news, the price of a home in the Wenatchee Valley has stayed steady for the past 4 months, but is still much higher than a year ago. That's the latest report from Pacific Appraisal Associates, where the median sales price of a home in the Wenatchee Valley in November was $500,000, up 14% compared to November of last year. Total home sales were down 25% compared to last year, with 69 sold this November and 92 homes sold in November of 2021. Active listings were down 13% from the previous month, but were up a whopping 118% over the same period last year. The most active segment of our local market area continues to be the $400,000 to the $500,000 price range. The Chelan County PUD has joined a new association that should help it shore up its energy supply for the future. Commissioners voted Monday to join the Western Resource Adequacy Program. That's a coalition of 26 Northwest utilities that eventually would share priority purchase rights to each other's spare electrical capacity in the event of a critical power shortage. The PUD's membership is non-binding at this stage. All members would move toward solid contractual agreements in the coming years. The utility district would keep the right to exit the program at any time with 2 years' notice. Well, Malaga is the center of a growing community of about 4,800 residents along the Columbia River south of Wenatchee. Though Malaga has miles of shoreline, it lacks a waterfront park or recreation facility. The Malaga-Colocum Community Council, Chelan County, and the Chelan Public Utility District have been working with a consultant team on a site suitability analysis and design concept for a new 24-acre waterfront park. Among other amenities, the park would include water access for swimming, boating, kayaking, and fishing, a picnic and playground area, trails, ball fields, and sports courts. A public event is planned for Tuesday, December 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Malaga Fire Station. That's located at 3760 West Malaga Road. People can drop in between those hours to review the park concept and leave their comments. Well, a Virginia investment company announced plans today to develop a 42-acre industrial park near the Grant County International Airport in Moses Lake. Third Security LLC said the site will be called the Moses Lake Commerce Center and will begin with construction of a 108,000 square foot food grade processing facility that will employ an estimated 60 people. The industrial park will be at the intersection of Randolph Road Northeast and Road 7 Northeast. Third Security said it will build to suit warehouses, processing, or other industrial buildings. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Efforts to find a developer for the soon-to-be vacated Chelan County PUD complex in downtown Wenatchee were returned to square one last month, meaning a setback in the process of at least 3 months. The PUD expects to move into its new service center in Old Station next fall. Wenatchee Downtown Association Executive Director Linda Haglund told Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz this morning she's concerned about the building falling vacant.
We had an identified developer that they didn't move forward, and now they're rethinking for a little while and will revisit the first part of the year. I'd be lying to you to tell you I wasn't worried. Right? I don't think people understand the economic impact the PUD has as far as having that many 600 plus employees infuse the downtown. The retailers are worried, the restaurants are worried, we're all worried, because you can't walk through downtown any day and not see PUD employees. So losing them is huge. What will be critical is what goes in there. And I have been at the table for all of those discussions. I'm still worried. I'm worried that it will be figured out. I was asked what success looked like, and I said I'm not quite sure. I can promise you what failure looks like. Fences going up around that and it looking blight in the beginning, the start of my downtown. So I wear pom-pom.
You're right, that campus is very much the gateway
exactly,
downtown. Yeah.
Exactly. It's almost 8 acres, it's 5 buildings, and I think it's 170,000 square feet. Not that I know those numbers. And the opportunity is great, but we have to get there. We have to figure out what could be there that is best for the community. I understand it's not an easy task, but I'm worried because we're going to blink and they're going to be gone next year. And what will this be? And so there is still a lot to do.
And the longer that 7-acre site is vacant,
The harder
the worse
it
it
gets.
is.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Wednesday was a good one. I know it looks like a broken record and sounds like a broken record. Weather, low cloud deck once again out there today, but boy, I am loving this new shot from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. It's our cross camera. Great shot of the Wenatchee Valley, but where are the Cascades today? And that kept our temperature down once again. I think for the third day in a row, Malcolm and I talked about that this morning. 26 degrees our high temperature, and that's 9 degrees below where we should be for this time of year at 35. Our record 51, and that was set in 1991. This morning, 19 degrees, 26 is our normal low, and our record low, 3 degrees, set back in 1972. Sunrise, 7:34, and the sun set for us this afternoon at 4:10. Taking a look at Thursday temperatures, one thing about Thursday, temperatures not much different. Upper 20s for Ephrata, Moses Lake, and Quincy, and then mid-20s up the Highway 97 corridor, and then a little bit cooler for our upper elevations. But the big news for Thursday, snow, and we are going to wake up to that. We'll talk about that in a second. Tonight, cloudy skies. Here's that storm system and trough associated with that. We're going to see low temperatures tonight on the cool side at about 20 degrees, so a lot like this morning. And then for Thursday, here we go. Here's your morning commute around 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Snow likely. This is around noontime tomorrow, so we're going to continue with those snow showers. It looks like maybe a bit of a break around 3 p.m. High temperatures tomorrow around 20 degrees. For Friday, that area of low pressure slides just off the coast of Washington State. Not much happening during the day on Friday, but look what happens as we get into our evening hours Friday. During the day, highs in the upper 20s. Here's our Saturday morning commute time, and snow likely or rain showers throughout the state. Not so much in the afternoon on Saturday. High temperatures will warm up just a tad into the low 30s for Saturday. Sunday, now this looks like a pretty decent day. Partly cloudy skies, a bit warmer. Not many clouds, most of them to our southeast. We'll see high temperatures. Can you believe it? Low to mid 30s. Maybe we'll believe it when we actually see it. And then for Monday, partly cloudy skies. Our weather quiets down. We'll see seasonal high temperatures somewhere into the low 30s for Monday, and that trend will continue into Tuesday too. Another storm off the coast really won't affect us that much as we make our way through next week. It'll stay cool on Tuesday with high temperatures right around that 30-degree mark. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast brought to us tonight by Apple Valley Honda. And tonight our low temperature a lot like this morning, as I mentioned, generally in the low 20s for us, around that 21-degree mark. Snow likely throughout the day tomorrow, especially when you make that commute in the morning. 26 degrees, a quiet daytime for Friday, and then PM snow. It's likely for Friday. High temperature of 29. It looks like off and on snow showers throughout the day on Saturday, and 31. Sunday, not bad. Partly cloudy and warmer with a high temperature of 33. And we will stay with partly cloudy skies on both Monday and Tuesday with high temperatures generally around 30 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Now, am I looking into this camera, or am I looking, where am I looking?
We're gonna have you just look at
The holiday season is coming, and Santa's making his 15-second commercial for NCWLIFE channel. Are you?
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Thanks to Dan for filling in so my wife and I could get to the East Coast, go to Miami on vacation, one and done. Thank you. If you've never been to Miami before, it's nice. A lot of traffic, a lot of people. A 3-goal second period was the difference last night in Seattle as the Kraken fell to Montreal 4-2 in NHL action. The Canadians got off to an early lead with Seattle tying it right before the end of the first frame on Shane Wright's first ever NHL goal.
Broken up, Kovacevic will send it back for Matheson. Gord, Bjorkstrand, Wright, scores! Shane Wright, his first goal in the National Hockey League. Shot taken off the stick of Schwartz, in play. Schultz attempting to get to it, a read by Suzuki. Out in front, they score! Cole Caulfield was left unmarked. And again, we talked about it at the top. His career was being stunted, and now another chance, and they score. Josh Anderson, an odd man break right off the center ice draw. Rem Pitlick this way for Jake Evans, wide open Edmondson. Side of the goal, they score. Rem Pitlick was all alone. 7 seconds left in the period. Everly blocked. Kovacevic got in the way, and now Burakovsky chipped in! Jared McCann in the right place at the right time with 1/10 of a second left. He beats the clock. Schwartz, 5 seconds through the slot, and the Montreal Canadiens come to Seattle and get it done.
Seattle's off until Friday when they'll visit the nation's capital at 4 o'clock on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the Wenatchee Wild are off until this weekend when they'll host games coming up at the Town Toyota Center. Front-leading Penticton will be in town on Friday night at 7:05. The V's are an incredible 24-0 so far this season, running away with BCHL's Interior Division. Next up on Sunday is the second-place West Kelowna Warriors in town for a game at 6:05. You can go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets. Well, it was women's basketball's 22nd-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs defending the home court last night with a 73-49 win over Queen's University. Yvonne Ejim had 32 points, while Brianna Maxwell had 16 for Gonzaga in the win. Cashmere's Haley Van Lith was in high form last night to lead Louisville over SIU Edwardson 105-32. Ouch. Haley helped on both ends of the court to help the Cardinals to a 25-point first-quarter lead.
Research back here in Louisville, where the Cardinals are off to a roaring start for SIUE. That is a big collision as Haley Van Lith gets a rare block underneath. That is Haley's second block of the season. They're trying to get out in transition. Van Lith with a nice find to Harris underneath. Rebound, final 10 seconds of this first quarter. Van Lith, pull-up jumper, got it.
Good finish by Haley Van Lith. And wait another time on the clock.
How about Haley? 6th time in 10 games this season that Van Lith has led Louisville in scoring. Coming up tonight, Washington State plays at Portland. That's at 6 o'clock. Men's college basketball tonight. Washington State hosts Northern Kentucky, while Eastern Washington visits Cal at 7 o'clock. Turning to prep basketball from around the region last night, we'll start on the girls' floor. East Block couldn't hold an early lead at home, falling to Othello 66-47 behind 19 points from Brianna Andrade. Grant Olson had the call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's Elizabeth Hines. As I mentioned, great ball handler. Drives to the basket. Shot is good. On the baseline. Shot taken. Andre, good. Now at the elbows, Coronado. Shot taken. That's Andre. 2-pointer. 4 seconds left to go. Noelia Johnson, the layup. It's good at the buzzer. And that does it for the ball game. Our final score in game number 1 of our doubleheader tonight on the NCW Life channel. It's Othello 66 and Eastmont 47.
Other action last night, Walla Walla beat Moses Lake 66-40. Cashmere topped Omak 58-40. Quincy defeated Chelan in overtime 48-44. B basketball last night, Tenasket topped Kettle Falls. Oroville edged Etienne. Lake Roosevelt down Davenport. Bridgeport bettered Soap Lake. Moses Lake Christian mauled Manson. Pateras popped Liberty Bell. Turning to boys basketball last night, Eastmont fought off a charge from Othello to come out on top 76-66. Eamon Monahan led the way with 33 points. Grant Olson with a call here on the NCW Life channel.
Reese Gallagher with it. Far side. He's going to put up the shot. No, it's Eamon Monahan for 3, and it's good. With it is Asu. And then it's stolen away by the Wildcats. First turnover of the game. Here's Eastmont. Layup underneath. Gallagher. Good. Shot clock is off, so Eastmont can take the last shot of this quarter if they elect to do so. They're not. Monahan left hand to the basket. Good. 3:20 left fourth quarter. Gallagher is going to take the 3 from the right side. No good. Monahan, the putback. Good. 28 points now for Monahan. He got the steal all the way down court. Layup good, and he's fouled. All right, here come the Huskies. Last gasp shot here, most likely. Murdoch shot no good at the buzzer. It's up by Asu, and good. It'll count. And that's it. Our final score from Eastmont High School tonight. It's Eastmont 76 and Othello 66.
Also last night, Wenatchee fell to Ellensburg 63-59. Moses Lake topped Walla Walla 68-64. Cle Elum clobbered Cascade by 40. Chelan edged Quincy 69-63 behind 23 points from Dylan Jay and 19 from Braden Boyd. Omak down Cashmere in their CTL opener 56-43. B-League basketball last night. Tenasket topped Kettle Falls. Entiat down Oroville. Soap Lake beat Bridgeport. Davenport lapped Lake Roosevelt. It was Moses Lake Christian making it a sweep of Manson. Liberty Bell peppered Pateras 79-17. Wrestling. Prep wrestling schedule's underway, and Ephrata edged Quincy last night in a non-league match 41-30, or make that 42-31. Coming up today, Quincy, Ellensburg, Eisenhower wrestling at Wapato, while Moses Lake is hosting Sunnyside a little later on at 7 o'clock. Bowling yesterday on the girls' side would actually remain undefeated in the league play with a 3-1 win over Davis. Panthers outpinned the Pirates 1688-1584. Top bowlers for the Panthers, Charlene Campbell with a 169, Ava Porter with a 192. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Good to be back in the Valley, even though it's only in the 20s. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Great to have you back. Look tan and great. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. On the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we're going to introduce you to a gal who's never been on the show before. The executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, Linda Haglund, talking all good things downtown in the holidays.
Can I, never been on before, I can say publicly, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Ooh, it is a little warm.
It is.
Linda Haglund will be on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Don't miss it. Grant, back to you.
Dan and Linda, thank you so much. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us. Be careful as you make that morning commute tomorrow, and have a great night. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.